Hi, and welcome to Two Ordinary Nerds podcast where two ordinary nerds talk about ordinary nerdy things. I just had to do the radio voice because I just wanted to. How you doing today?
I'm in shock right now.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. You know, we just ate a bunch of pizza. Now we're drinking beer. Speaking of beer, thank you for the beer. What are you drinking?
So today we're drinking two beers. The first one we are having is a Lagunitas IPA. It's from, where was it? Seattle?
It was from the United States.
It is from the United States. It's the Lagunitas IPA.
It's
an Indian Pale Ale. It's a safe bet. That's why we got it. We're gonna have a second one, and that one is Rogue, which you're trying right now, and it's Rogue and it's the guy by Rogue, and it's an Oregon.
So what'd you think about the Lagunitas, whatever?
Lagunitas it's a safe bet. It's a really safe bet. If you like beer, you're gonna like it.
It's not too hoppy.
No.
If you like IPAs, it's not an overpowering IPA.
No, and it's from California. I just looked it up. I like that. I always give it a 3.5 beers. Like I said, it's a safe bet. If you like beer, Lagunitas is a safe bet.
Yeah, and then I would say for the Rogue beer, it's called Dead Guy.
Mm-hmm. Dead Guy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of like a pale ale mixed with like a dark English ale. That's what it tastes like. That.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor to it. I'd give it 4 beers.
I had a Rogue before, and it was a Chipotle beer. It's surprisingly good.
Wow. So they infuse it with like Chipotle seasoning or like peppers?
I'm not sure what they do.
We'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get your hands on, but Rogue, they make it really good.
It's hard to get your hands on. Couldn't you just go to Chipotle and get it?
They'll get it. And I'm embarrassed to call you my friend right now. But yeah, it's a really good. It's a good brand. They make like different type of beers, and I'll get a four beers just because it's different.
I'll give it 4 beers because it has a nice.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
It has a nice robust flavor.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've seen that. Oh, so that's the bigger bottles. I know how to get those. I know where to buy those.
So so Rogue. Try it. You need to enjoy your dark beers, and you need to enjoy your. I think Rogue has to be. You need to enjoy a beer. Like if you're more of the Budweiser, Coors Light, and that's your go-to beer, you won't enjoy this as much. But if you like piss beer, stick with piss beer. If you like actual beer, go with the good beer. Yeah, and this is a good beer.
We're kidding.
This is a good beer. This is one of the beer that you can have and enjoy. It's not supposed to be a party beer. You're not supposed to drink 5 of them. You're supposed to drink 1 or 2, and this should be good. What do you think what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about some movies that Daniel and I went and saw.
John Wick 2
and Split. And then we're going to talk about Walking Dead.
The
mid-season premiere and the episode after that. So 2 episodes. And then I think that's about it.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. Join us.
Get your popcorn, get your headset together, and split this talk.
Split this talk and see what you did there. Alright, so what do we want to talk about first? Talk about John Wick 2, because, I mean, let's be honest, that's probably a really good fucking movie.
So if you watch John Wick 1, you liked it, you will like John Wick 2. John Wick 2 starts 10 minutes afterwards from the first one, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or a day or 2 after the first one. So there's no gap. He just finished killing everybody.
That's neat. Because usually when you have a sequel, you always have to wait. Like they're always like 2 years later, like Taken.
No, it starts there, and then there will and it's about basically it's a spoiler-free movie. It will get it. John Wick 2 will dive in a more. It will dive more into the hotels, like the Continental.
Oh, okay.
More into the assassins, I guess lifestyles or like so you will see more assassins.
The folklore.
Yeah, you will see how the casinos more or less work, a little bit more of the rules of the assassins world, and John Wick has to do a mission. And that's the.
So he goes back to work. He goes. He doesn't.
No, he basically has to finish a job.
Mm. Okay.
So he starts, how he ends the last one, so he still finished it. And now we're going to dive into spoiler, where we can deliver more into it. So, if you don't want to listen to it, just skip. So basically, John Wick what happens is, he goes back to get his car. The Russian's brother has it. One of the mob boss, his brother has it. And it starts with like, oh, the boogeyman is coming. We need to get all the shit together out. We need to get out. And the guy's like, why don't you just give the car back? And he basically goes saying like, we can't get the car back because that will disrespect my honor. But we need to run away. We can't be here. So eventually, that's how it starts. He comes back, kills all the fucking Russians, and gets the car and drives off. So basically, then is where the new story, the two starts. This two starts saying like, there's this Italian guy who they basically made a deal with John Wick so John Wick could leave the assassin. So they made like a blood promise. That implies that John Wick owes him a death. Mm-hmm. So the new Italian guy comes in right afterwards and says, you need to kill my sister because she's the head of the table of this basic mafia group with the Yakuza, the Russians, the Italian mafia, who's the sisters. So you need to kill her so I can be in the head. So John Wick is like, please, no, I'm not gonna do it. No. The guy basically says, okay, leaves out, blows up his house.
He
blows up his house. Wow. Good news, the dog survives.
Yeah. Woo!
But John Wick goes to the Continental and talks to the boss of the Continental, and the Continental guy says like, you owe him a blow. You knew what you were doing. You need to repay that debt. Once you kill the person, you're free to kill him, but you can't kill him before you kill the person. So John Wick agrees. So John Wick goes to Italy, to Rome, and to kill the sister. When he gets there, he talks to the boss of the Italian hotel. Funny part, he basically says, "Oh, are you here for work?" And he's like, "Yes." I was like, "Oh, are you gonna kill the Pope?" And the guy's like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, good. And here's our best room." Because he was worried that he's gonna kill the Pope, but he's like, "No, here's our best room." In the hotel, he goes, and it's kind of fun. He asks for the consigliere, is it the one guy?
Oh, okay.
But really, one guy is the arms dealer of the hotel. So he goes like, "Oh, I want something sturdy for a night." And he's like, "Oh, here's some machine gun. Oh, I want something light for my management. Here's the guns."
Oh, wow.
I want what's for dessert? I want an explosive dessert. And he's like, "Oh, here's the shotgun. And what's for appetizers? Or here's the knives." And he's like, "Okay, great." Then he goes and gets a new suit where it's bulletproof, basically.
Okay.
So basically, he goes into the party, and there's an assassin who is basically lovers, or she's really close to the girl that he has to kill. He basically walks in, sees the girl, and the girl was basically saying, "Oh, well, you're here to kill me?" He's like, "Yes, your brother sent me. It's a blood oath. I got no other choice." And she more or less understands and says, "Well, was she worth it? All of this?" And he's like, "Yes, she was worth it." She's like, "Okay." Well, she takes her clothes off and goes to this little hot pool, and she basically cuts her wrist, saying, "I want to go my way, not getting murdered." So she cuts her wrist. John Wick shoots it in the head and walks off. When he was walking off, he meets the assassin guy, and the assassin guy is like, "Oh, John," and the guy's like, "Oh, hi," and he's like, "Are you working?" He's like, "Yes." "And you?" "Yes." And then there's a big shootout. When he's shooting out, he basically managed to escape. So he kills like half of he basically kills the whole entire girl's team.
Okay.
He wipes them out because they're chasing him, and he starts shooting with all the guns that he got from.
Is this the part like where he goes down in the caverns and stuff? Okay.
He starts shooting with anybody. Boom, 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 boom. And all is good and done, he basically gets it. But then the brother betrays John and puts him and tells his crew to kill him.
Mm.
And that's where the girl from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, Ruby. Yeah.
She comes in and she's a mute assassin. So she tries to kill him, but of course doesn't kill him. So he kills basically all of Ruby's team except her. And he basically, but John Wick is basically escaping. So he's not really going afterwards. He shoots one, he runs away, he finds another one, shoots another one, finds a way. So he's running around town. He basically escapes Ruby, and he's going to the Continental. And when he's walking the Continental, the guy who's the assassin, they have a huge shootout and fight off, and they basically beat each other up until they basically break into the Continental. And when they break into the Continental, it's fair ground, so you can't kill anybody in the Continental. He's like, gentlemen, what the hell are you guys doing? This is the Continental. You know the rules. And the guy's like, they get up and he's like, I suggest you guys going to the bar and have a drink. So the guy goes to the bar, and they more or less say like, they're drinking, and they're saying like, if I see you, I'm gonna kill you. Like, once you get out of this hell, I'm gonna kill you. John Wick goes back home, and he's gonna go back and kill the guy. So he knows it. So he puts like a $7 million bounty on John Wick. So all the fucking assassins in New York are gonna try to kill him. So he's walking, and every assassin tries to kill John Wick. So he basically kills like a sumo guy. He's super huge. He like shoots him in the leg, shoots him in the side, two bullets in the head. So he's pandered up because they're assassins. They're good. He kills 2 motherfuckers with a pencil. Which the first movie says, I saw him kill 3 men with a pencil. They showed him.
Oh wow,
so basically he stabs one guy in the eye, stabs him in the neck, and stabs him right in the back, right with the spine and the head meat, and he just gonk, both dead. Continues walking. He kills another person, but he's trying to go to the Continental. Mm-hmm. That's his point. So he's trying to go to the Continental. The same assassin who were in Italy was trying to get him, and it's a cool scene where they're in 2 floors, like in the subway station. The assassin's in the top, and John is in the bottom, and they both have silencers, and they're shooting each other without nobody else noticing.
Holy shit, that's awesome!
So they're like walking, and they're like hiding the pistol with their jackets, and they're pew 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 pew, and they're like messing because they're hitting everybody else, and they're like pew pew. Pew
so they're hitting people.
No, they're not hitting people. They're messing, but they're hitting the walls. You can see the chips going all, but like nobody else is noticing it. And there's a big fight, and basically John Wick stabs him in the heart, right above the heart, and he's like, "Hey, it's in the aorta. You got 2 options. If you take it out, you're dead, and you can kill me. You can get that gun and kill me. But if you keep it there and you stay still, you will survive." Which comes in handy because John Wick's basically he's pissed off, and the guy is hiding in the Continental. Because he knows even if he gets to him, he can't kill him. So he enlists the helps of the guy from
Common,
The Matrix. Who's the other guy?
Oh yeah,
Morpheus.
Yeah,
but I don't remember his name. But he enlisted Morpheus, he's the head of the homeless assassins, and basically gives him 7 bullets to go and kill this guy. And they were saying, and we were talking, it was like, he received the mercy of the boogeyman. And the mercy of the boogeyman is he cut his throat and put his hand right in his throat. He said, "You got 2 options. You can let it go, kill me and bleed out, or you can keep your hand and survive." And because he did that, he had a more or less a mind change and decided to become his own boss, and he became that. So he basically gave John Wick a gun with 7 bullets. Mm. So he goes and goes to kill him. Sorry, he's the assassin, the boss, the Italian is not technically now in the Continental, but he's in his safe house. John Wick goes there to his safe house with 7 bullets, shoots, starts shooting people. He kills one, gets somebody else's gun, shoots him, and he just starts running and shooting people and getting their guns and shooting and shooting. Eventually, he kills anybody, even the girl from the New Black, the mute girl. He kills her. He stabs her in the heart, killing her. And the guy runs away, escapes, and ends up in the Continental. So John Wick goes into the Continental. He's fucking pissed. He's furious. And the guy's like, oh, what you gonna do? I'm the Continental. I can be here. I got enough money that I can be here forever, you know? And doesn't matter. My troops are rallying, and there's no way you can be able to get 100 people out of here with me. So John Wick gets his gun, points it at him. The boss of the Continental is like, no. You know the rules. And the guy's like eating, and then John Wick shoots him. Gong. Headshot, kills him. Walks away.
That's the end
Gets his dog? No. He gets his dog and walks away. And basically the end of the movie is John Wick goes to his house, sits down and just looking at his wife's picture, and it's basically showing how everything that who was attached to him, like his wife was making him not be John Wick, is being fucking destroyed. His wife, the dog that the wife gave him, all the pictures are gone. So basically his humanity, I can more or less see it, is in crumbles. The black guy from the hotel, the consigliere, whatever the name is, the guy who was like, oh, nice to see you again, John Wick. Well, he is like, oh, you need to come with me. So John Wick goes in with his dog, and he's like, oh, it was nice talking to you. So he goes down to this park where the head of the Continental is there, and he's like, you broke the rules. There's nothing we can do, you know. And he's like, but I just want to show you something. And he's like, does the symbol, and everybody in the park stops. And John Wick looks around, and he's like, I can give you 12 hours. After 12 hours, you know, or 7 minutes. Oh no, he gives him like a time. I think it was more like short. Like I give you some sort of a heads up. Mm-hmm. And John Wick's go, send me whoever you want to send me, but let them know that I will kill them all.
So the next one will be probably.
And he's like, you've been excommunicado, which is excommunicado, and the Catholic churches, they take the communion away, so you no longer are saved. So you're out of your own. So John Wick and his dog are running at the end, and you can see anybody just getting beep, 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 beep messages, and they're all looking at him and looking up, and he's paranoid because he doesn't know who's the assassin, who's just looking.
So the third one's going to be probably really cool.
So they haven't confirmed that third one.
Oh, Keanu has said they haven't confirmed it, but
yeah, they haven't confirmed it, but it's pretty much how they ended.
He loves making that fucking movie.
It's amazing, like this. Yes, the action, like how he was. I think he was having an interview. I'm not sure if it was with the Nerdist or. He was saying like those judo moves. It's like you need to know judo. You can fake shooting, but you can't.
Yeah, that was judo. On the podcast, the Nerdist podcast.
You can't fake judo. So he judoed those fans. All those one screen shots of him shooting. He knows what he's doing. It's great. It's fun. I mean, don't expect it to have the best storyline. Don't expect it to be.
I mean, even the first one, I mean, it still had an okay storyline.
But it doesn't mean it has an okay storyline.
But it's meant for solely action.
Yes, it gives you... But the thing is, the first one, they kill a dog. And you're invested. Like, it's... The storyline, I say, if you explain it, it's okay. But it does the job. You're invested in John Wick. He's like, fucking kill those fucking Russians, guy. Kill half of the fucking city. Get your revenge. But if you really only kill a dog... Mm-hmm. Like... Same with here, like you're so invested because the storyline and the acting is so great, plus the action is fucking superb. There hasn't been this good of an action film in years.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's awesome because it's realistic. Because other ones
they're reload.
Yeah. Reload is the biggest thing because in other action movies like The Expendables are just like They never run out of bullets.
They never reload. Or they never show you reload.
And here is like for every 10 shot, he's reloading. He shows boom boom, and then it shows like how he shoots, but there's no bullets, so he has to, and it gets that excitement, like oh, what's gonna happen? And they continue shooting. It's an amazing movie. Watch it if you can. I think John Wick is out. You can watch it anywhere. Well, you can, the first one you can watch.
Second one is still in the movies. I definitely recommend it. As an action film, I would give it a 10. A perfect 10. As an action film. As a regular film, I would give it a good 8. And that's my review of John Wick.
So now we're going to go on to Split.
Which I'm very excited to hear about.
It's a decent movie. First and foremost, have you ever seen Unbreakable? The movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, yeah.
Okay.
He has Unbreakable Bones. Samuel L. Jackson has Breakable Bones. Or
just curious.
Just curious if you've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Split is about a guy who has 21 different personalities, and he's
Professor X, right?
Yeah, the guy James McAvoy, the guy who plays Professor X, the modern younger version.
This is basically the spoiler-free section.
Yeah, so basically it's about these girls that get kidnapped by this schizophrenic guy. That's about all I can say. So there's a spoiler-free section.
So basically, without being, I'm going to try to help you because I haven't seen the movie. So basically, these girls get kidnapped by this guy who has multiple personalities, and is the story centered in as an assassin's view, or is it centered in one particular girl or all girls?
It's both. It's centered around in the girls sector. There's three different main story plots. There's the schizophrenic, and you have all of his different personalities. Then you have the three girls, and one of the girls is the main one that they follow. And then you have his psychiatrist.
Okay.
And then basically the story is revolved around them. Yep.
All right. Well,
so that was a spoiler-free section. I mean, there's so much. I mean, you can't tell the story without. Yeah. So, these girls, you see this in the preview, these girls are at a birthday party.
Oh, really? I thought it was a mall.
Yeah, they're at a birthday party at a mall.
Oh.
And the dad gets drugged, and so one of the personalities of the schizophrenic guy kidnaps the girls. They take the girls back to, which you find out later in the movie, is a zoo. He's a maintenance guy, but they don't tell you until the end of the movie what maintenance he does, and he's in a super basement part of the zoo that I guess no one goes to that works there, because out of the whole time the girls are there.
Movies.
Yeah, movies. I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense. That is not how buildings work. So, first off, maintenance people don't just live on the premises. This isn't the fucking 1800s. He takes them, they're in this huge basement area, and he keeps them in this room that he built. And in the room, there's 2 beds, there's a bathroom. The guy that kidnaps them, I don't remember his name. They all have different names. But the guy that kidnaps them is, you can come to find out later, he's one of the personalities that are in charge. But
So that all personalities have different traits?
Yes.
So what would you call him? Mean, nasty, killer?
We can
more or less talk about it.
Neat freak.
Neat freak?
Yeah, he's super clean. Like the girls, if they have a crumb on him, he's like, oh, you have to clean yourself. And then there's the older lady that he has a personality of.
I see there's a kid.
Yeah, we'll get to that. The lady is the one who's in charge in the head. So she is more so the mother figure. Like, she tries to take care of the girls. But then they cross her, and she just goes fucking crazy.
Okay.
And then you have Hedwig, which is the best out of all of them. Hedwig is the 9-year-old
boy.
And he always is like, yeah, I have so much. I have Kanye in my room, etc. Or he says etc. after everything. It's so funny. But he's like, yeah, you gotta come up to my room and check out, I listen to Kanye a lot and dance. So the girl finally convinces him to go up to his room, because he tells her, oh yeah, I always dance by my window. So she's like, oh yeah, this 9-year-old version of this guy, he's gonna help me escape. Wrong. He had a picture of a window in his room. He's still in the basement, and it's just a colored picture that like a 9-year-old would draw. Well, it's part of he's in the room, or she's in one of the rooms there. I guess I'm getting this all mixed up.
So they basically, let's go backtrack. They wake up in this room. What happens?
Okay, so they wake up, they're in the room, they have to figure out how to escape.
So they from the first point that they wake up, they're like, let's get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, they are like, 2 of the girls, the preppy girls, we need to get the fuck out of here. And then the goth girl, which is the main girl that they kind of follow around, she's like, there's no point, we can't do anything. And
are they chained into a room, or they're like locked into?
They're locked into the room. They can walk around the room, go to the bathroom and shit. And and shit. Well, they listen to the neat freak guy. he says something to them like, "Oh, we just built this room for you." So then one of the preppy girls is like, "Oh man, this means that this room is just built. This is fresh drywall." So they start breaking down one of the roofs, and there's a vent. So she goes through the vent and climbs down and goes into the hallway of the basement and starts running. Well, he finds her, knocks her out, and he locks her away in this closet. And like, he's just like, "Nope, you can't be with them anymore." She has no bed. She's just in a closet. And he really has a thing for watching young girls dance naked. So he makes her take her top off. And then he's like, "Oh," and then in the back of his mind, he's like, "Oh, the mother figure." I can't think of her name, but
the mother figure.
She said, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't touch you. So, yeah, I won't be asking you to take any more clothes off." But so she's just sitting in this cold basement closet naked. And then one of the other girls...
So basically, they try to escape. She tries to escape. She gets caught. What are the other two doing in the meantime? You don't know?
The other two...
We're just waiting.
No, you see that girl, once he puts her in the closet, you don't see her until like the end of the movie.
Okay.
And then there's a black girl that's there, that's the other preppy girl, and she... whatever reason, she tries to escape, and she gets thrown into a closet right next to the blonde girl that got caught.
That's the other preppy girl?
Yeah, the other preppy girl. So eventually she finds a clothes hook and they like start messing with the lock and and then they try to get out, but the other girl becomes friends with Hedwig, and so tries to find ways to get out of the house. It tries to find ways to get out of the basement. So eventually they say, "Oh, there's this blackness. There's the monster that comes." The reason why they kidnap the girls is because the monster feeds off of the young girls.
He eats them?
Well, that's the theory, is that he eats them. So the guy with the schizophrenic guy goes to his counselor, and she, during this whole process, there's parts where she's talking to him about it, and she could tell that something's not right with him. Like, this isn't, because he's acting the persona of a gay fashion guy. That's one of his personas, and he's a really nice guy. He's not crazy. Well, she could tell that he was actually the neat freak guy playing that part. So eventually she winds up where he lives, and then he drugs her just like he drugged the girls. Yeah, and then she wakes up. Cause I don't remember where he goes. He goes somewhere, and she wakes up and she tries to take the girls out, help them escape. But then he walks up behind her and he breaks her neck.
Who's he?
The schizophrenic guy. The
clean guy? Neat freak?
Yeah, I think it's the neat freak guy.
Well, you don't know who kills her.
Yeah, it's just the schizophrenic guy. I think it's the neat freak version of himself.
Okay.
That happens, and then the darkness. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go and meet the darkness man or whatever." So he goes to the subway, leaves flowers for this guy, and then it looks like you're like, "Oh man, this guy's just." He goes into the subway and he rips his clothes off, and you think he's just fucking crazy. I mean, he is crazy, but you think he just rips his clothes off. Well, he goes back to the tunnel or wherever he keeps the girls. And he starts climbing on the fucking walls, man. You're like, what the fuck? This dude is mutated or something.
Oh, so he can climb?
Yeah, like fucking Spider-Man.
Okay.
But like with like a grudge twist, like, oh shit.
Does he change his body?
Yeah, like he morphs his body and like breaks bones and stuff to turn it like kind of like a Mr. Jekyll, a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. But he's still the same size, but it's super fucking weird. But his like veins turn black and stuff. And so the goth girl finds a way to escape because she watched all of his personalities take vlogs, not vlogs, but like they take journals of themselves. Okay. And she watched one, and the gay guy walked over and left his keys on the coat hanger. So she walked over there, and the keys were there the whole time. So she thinks she can escape. And she goes in and she tries to get the black girl. The black girl's already fucking ripped in pieces. And then she goes and tries to save the blonde girl. And all of a sudden...
What do you mean ripped in pieces? That she's been killed?
She was 8.
They ate her?
8. Yes. As in, like, he ate the shit out of her. And then you see the blonde girl, she opens the door, she's like, oh my god, she walks around the corner. I'm like, bitch, you need to get the fuck out of there. He's gonna eat you. How do you not know what's happening? Because you see all of a sudden, you just see her body just go whoosh. Like, he just drags her in and...
Who, the blonde girl?
Yeah.
So he's trying to save her. So she's about to save her and he pulls her?
Well, she doesn't even... The goth girl doesn't even touch her. Like, all of a sudden, she walks in barely and then, like, that girl's gone and, like... Her legs were already, like, gone from him eating them. So then she goes into the main living room area where the guy had lived.
Know where the picture is?
Yeah. And then the psychiatrist found a way, if she said the actual guy's real name, like his actual name, all of his personalities go away and it's just him. So he's crawling on the walls like he's just about to kill this goth girl, and then all of a sudden she says his name a couple times and he's like, oh, he's walking around the town. He's like, where am I? And she's like, oh, this is, then he's like, this is still, I think he's like, this is still 2007, right? And that's how long these personalities have taken over his mind. She's like, no. He's like, did I do something bad? She starts crying. He's like, there's a shotgun in there. I need you to get it. She's like, I need you to kill me. She's like, okay. So she starts loading it. Then all of a sudden, the neat freak guy and the mom take over. And we're like, oh no, Kevin's gone. Because Kevin's his actual name. Uh-huh. Like, no, Kevin won't be coming back. We buried him. We're like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden you just see his fucking body start contorting again, and he just fucking... You're just like, oh shit! So the goth girl runs at the end of this hallway, and there's a cell back there. You're like, why the fuck is there a cell? So she runs the back of this hallway, and he's climbing on the walls, and he's busting out lights and stuff so she can't see him. And then finally he just kind of walks in the room, and she locked herself in the cage. This is the fucking crazy part. All he did was just come into this mindset, and he walks up, and she's like, stay away, I'm gonna shoot you. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna eat you, or whatever. He doesn't really say that, but you could tell. So she shoots him, and he fucking doesn't die. Like, he's just, like, impenetrable. Like, part of it is, like, you can see where the pellets are in there, but at the range that she shot it would have blew his shoulder off. But he's basically impenetrable. Right. So he fucking morphed into this crazy being or whatever. And so she... this is a part where I purposely left this out until now. But throughout the movie, the goth girl, you see parts of her story, and her uncle molests her. Like, they go on a hunting trip with her dad and stuff, and her uncle, or her dad dies eventually, but while they're hunting, the uncle molests her and...
Rapes her?
Yeah. Like, she's like, oh yeah, let's come play our game or whatever, and she's like, okay, and then, yeah, it's really fucked up. I mean, they don't show it, obviously, but...
That's fucked up.
So then, the girl has to live with the uncle, and that's why she's so reclusive and doesn't talk to anybody else. She's goth or whatever. And so... the uncle, you come to find out, because the dad dies from a heart attack, so she has to live with the uncle. And he's like, I'm not going to have any troubles with you. So she's been molested that whole fucking time, and her dad died when she was like 5. And in the movie, she's like 17 or 18. Yeah, and then so she lifts up her shirt or something, or he sees it, and the monster kills girls that are impure. Girls that are like either not virgins or,
Yeah, I get it.
So he's like, oh, you have had a bad life. And then, like, he just sees the scars, and he's like, oh, you are pure, or something like that. So he walks off, and he doesn't attack her. So then this zoo guy comes in, and he's like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing in here? So...
That's how it ends?
Well, no.
Oh.
And so he helps her, the cops come, and the cops are like, oh, your guardian's here. And the girl looks at the cop, she's like, you could just tell, like, she's like, nah, I'm not going with him anymore. After going through that, I'm not living with my uncle, I'm not getting molested anymore, or whatever.
Good for her.
So then it goes to a diner, and in the diner, there's these ladies talking, they're like, yeah, wasn't there they said there was a freak that got arrested, and they're like, wasn't there a freak that got arrested a couple of years ago? Oh, what was his name? We couldn't think about his name, and all of a sudden you just see Bruce Willis look over, and he's like, they called him the Glass Man. I was like, oh shit, this shit's all connected.
Oh, so Unbreakable and this is connected?
So right now they're in the process of making Unbreakable 2, which will tie in, because if you remember in Unbreakable,
I forgot Unbreakable. I remember
Bruce Willis is superhuman, basically. Everyone died in the train crash except for him. He can't get sick. If he did get sick, he just faked it. His son's like, oh yeah, let's lift or whatever, and he can lift whatever. His only downfall is he drowns. Like he can't do water. Hopefully that ties into everything. That's how he's the one who has to defeat that guy. Oh, that would be so fucking cool, man, if they make Unbreakable 2 because of that reason. Because it's either going to be Split 2 or Unbreakable 2, and that's.
Do you think it's a good Shyamalan movie?
Yeah. I think, I would give it, for an overall movie, I would probably give it a 7 because James McAvoy does such a fucking outstanding job of his personalities. I mean, he goes every single one he does. I mean, there's moments where he has to go for 4 different people in a matter of seconds. It's amazing. The reason why I do it a 7 is because the psychiatrist is fucking stupid. She knows.
But this is a Shyamalan movie. If you know a Shyamalan movie, there's always the stupidity of the Shyamalan movie.
Oh, it's just so fucking frustrating because the psychiatrist, she knows something's wrong. And she always keeps asking these questions. She's in the back of her mind's like, oh no, he kidnapped those girls. But instead of calling the cops and going to this dude's place, she just goes and then she... It's just so stupid. But that's
Shyamalan. Like, for example, what is it, Signs?
That movie's good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that movie's amazing.
So you're telling me for me, like, the stupidity of Shyamalan is, you're telling me this aliens, they're super fucking smart, they're fucking kicking our ass, and have fucking cloaking abilities, and the only weakness is water because it rains, and they go to a fucking planet that rains water. It's like if us saying, oh, you see that planet that drains molten lava on a daily basis around the world?
But how do
Let's go there without any protected suits and spend there like a week.
But you never know. They might have been like, oh, they're never going to think that we're impenetrable to this.
But it rains water. It rains.
I love Signs, so...
It rains.
I fucking love
Would you go to a place that there's a possibility in that it rains lava?
No.
With no protected gear? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, fuck that. Even if there were like people around there, like, oh, look at those. How interesting those creatures that can survive this molten lava. That's Signs. You go, let's go to this world that is 90% water, that can basically 90% acid. It rains acid from the fucking sky, and let's go with no protective gear.
I think that this movie Split got back to his roots of The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable,
The Sixth Sense is good. For me, it's like there's in every one of those in Shyamalan's movies, there's some sort of stupidity. Like it doesn't make sense. Like if you really look at it, it doesn't make sense.
Like The Village, I fucking hate that movie.
I like The Village better than Signs.
I fucking hate that movie. It's so stupid. But it would have been way cooler if they would have like made it to where it was
an actual monster.
Yeah, or something like that. But instead, it's just they're in a theme park. Okay,
they're not in a theme park.
Or they're in a fucking forest. Okay, so you're telling me a national forest is just keeping these lunatics?
But yeah, it's Shyamalan makes those movies that each one of them have something stupid. Like Bruce Willis, like
he has a thing with water. It's weird because Bruce Willis.
But yeah, but like in The Sixth Sense, how he's dead, but he doesn't figure it out until he's dead. It's like, so what does he do in half of the day? Like,
does he still sit there and like, oh man, I really
sits in the thing? Does he doesn't realize that nobody's talking to him?
It's 6 in the morning. I think
doesn't go to the store and buy food.
Yeah.
So but Sixth Sense is a fucking great movie. Science is good. I was just saying, like, if you really think about it, it's fucking stupid.
The Happening is fucking retarded.
Like, it rains, it doesn't make sense, and I hated the end with the alien with the little spaghetti coming out of his arm, and I didn't like it, but it does. I think Shyamalan tries to make those twists at the end.
Hold on, wait. So what you're saying right now is you're gonna swing away and tell us why they're bad.
Exactly.
Get it?
I get it. But it is like it doesn't move. But I mean, I want to see Split. It's something that I always thought would look fun. I guess unfortunately,
it's good. But I would say you could probably wait and see it when it comes out. It's a good movie. I don't think I would buy it, but it's good. I mean, it's fun to watch.
I'll buy it. I'll watch when it comes on Netflix or a box. And let's jump into Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Episodes, well, I don't know.
Episode 9 and 10 just came out. They're pretty good.
Let's go with episode 9 first. What do you thought about it overall?
I really it was, for me, as a comic book fan, I really like seeing all of my characters not only back together, but I like seeing them meet Ezekiel. I think that was so cool to see that, and I like seeing Morgan back. I was a little disappointed with, like, I know this is as a show, not as the comic critique. I know Carol how he caught Ezekiel shit super quick. Mm-hmm. Well, Rick isn't. Yeah, I'm surprised Rick hasn't, because Rick is really good on picking up on things like that. But I don't think that they had enough time. You know, Carol had plenty of time to catch on to it, and then she had one-on-one time.
But that moment of Carol when she meets Ezekiel, it's like, I think this is wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, and Rick is like, they thought a tiger.
Yeah. I like how in this show, in the second half of the season, Morgan knows where Carol's at, but he doesn't want to tell them because out of respect to Carol, because originally he's like, no, I'm going to drag you back to Alexandria, but now he's like, I'm going to respect your wishes. I understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And we find out later in episode 10, it's because she doesn't want to chisel away who she is, because she knows that she would go back and fight.
Yeah, but leaving 10, because 10 is its own. For me,
yeah, but I was just saying, I couldn't talk about that without break.
For me, episode 9 was great. Episode 10 was not.
Episode 10 was weird.
So episode 9, basically Rick goes to the 2 other bases and tries to get them to.
Well, it starts
top hill.
It starts right from where episode 8 left.
So they go to the hilltop and discuss it. Basically, the mayor of Hilltop says no, but they basically say it doesn't matter what you say.
Fuck you, Gregory. We're going to go to war.
Yeah, you have no point. Your people are going to fight. Mm-hmm. People are going to fight, and then they go to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel basically says nay, and Morgan supports us decision, basically leaving Rick in this vulnerable position. And when they come back, before they come back, they see
a herd
of
walkers.
But at the same time, the priest steals all the food and disappears.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And
that was first. That's at the end.
Well, yeah.
So they base it. Well, no, that's at the beginning of the episode. They find, because they wake up. He left in the middle of the night, or was it? No, it's when they got back.
Yeah, when they come back, they realize there's no more food.
But I really feel like that episode feels a lot like the beginning seasons. It was all about surviving. They had walkers coming, so they worked as a team to kill the walkers. Mm-hmm. And that fucking clothesline scene was amazing.
When they're surrounded?
When they just, Michonne and Rick just hop in the cars and just clothesline dozens of...
Yes.
I was like, that is the best kill of this show, I think.
Yeah, when they're like the line, you go...
Yeah. I think
that's epic.
That was as good as that was better than the kill where Michonne takes the speaker wire and pops the zombie's head off when Merle kidnapped her.
I think it's a great episode, and they ended in something weird. And now let's go to episode 10. Basically, episode 9, they're surrounded by this. It looks like a group of people.
We're gonna call them the garbage pail kids.
The garbage pail kids, and that jumps episode 10. You read the comics. Who the fuck are the pale garbage kids?
They're not in the comic.
So they're not in the comic.
No, these people are not even in the comic. But
best zombie.
This girl, that zombie's not even in there. That walker.
Well, yeah, but that's the best zombie ever.
That walker was amazing. I was really thinking like, oh my god, is this the Whisperers? Because it was just so fucking creepy. But the girl who's in charge of this camp, I'm thinking, and I don't know anything. I'm not.
Yeah, this is because
I don't know
comics, so we don't know.
I don't know, but Alpha is a character in the Whisper War. She is the leader of the Whisperers, and she has a lot of the same characteristics as this lady who's in charge of the garbage pail.
But
kids.
the one from the Whisperers is bald.
That doesn't mean anything. She could shave her head like Rick.
But yeah, but I mean, it's not saying like she is similar. So
I just don't know how he basically Rick he goes in. They're in this garbage heap, this junkyard, if you will, and Father Gabriel's there. They rescue him.
I guess he didn't get to Father Gabriel. Why did he ever leave?
He didn't leave. They kidnapped him.
So why did he took the food?
They made him because they saw him. He heard a noise when he was on watch duty. He went back to the garage, and then in the garage he saw them stealing the food, and he's like, "You need to put this down." So then they hit him. I was like, "No, you're going to take the food, and then we're going to take you with us."
Okay.
And so they kidnapped him. They made him drive, and then
that's why the body shows up in the end.
And that's why he wrote boat, because these people wanted the shit from the boat that
the guns.
No, the boat that Rick and
Wasn't there
Aaron.
guns?
I don't think so. It was just food. So they're in this junkyard. Rick basically has to fight this walker to prove his point.
Walker, which is amazing. He's I like to call him the gladiator.
Yeah,
because they throw him there. That he has to kill him to show his proof. But he's full of like spikes.
It was really cool when the nail goes through Rick's hand.
My thing is the walker's eyes were covered with the metal. How did the walker know where Rick is?
They go by smell. There's plenty of walkers that can't see.
So they can't. So he has know where you are by the smell.
They just smell blood. I mean, and the sound. That's usually they go with sound.
If Rick was quiet, what would have happened? He'd just like be kind of quiet. But yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, go to our Twitter or to our Facebook. There's a picture there.
It's pretty neat.
It makes the point. So it was a fun thing.
You're really sharpening your jokes tonight.
I know. You could say that I did not see that coming. But it's the best walker by far.
Oh yeah, that was the coolest. I mean,
the death was like meh, but the walker itself was amazing. I have to say, aesthetic wise,
it's just so neat that they came up with something like that. It looked like it came out of
a video game or like a movie or like
Resident Evil.
Yeah, or like a final boss or something like that.
But basically, Rick goes on top. He defeats the walker. He goes on top, and
when I saw that he got injured when he was fighting the walker, he gets injured in the hand and the leg.
Yeah.
When he got injured in the hand, my first reaction is, would that get infected and he will have to do something?
Yeah. Nah. They've already said they're not going to cut his hand off.
They said it, but I mean...
They won't know it. It would cost too much money. A leg's easier to do, or an eye. But
they did it with Daryl's brother.
Yeah, because they put something over his hand. But
they can do the same thing with Rick. Rick in the comics has the little...
No, but Robert Kirkman has said that that's his biggest regret of the comics is cutting...
Well, I'm just saying. When that happened, I was like, my first reaction...
I can understand your reaction there.
Oh my God!
I thought Negan, in the first episode of this season, when he throws Rick into the RV, I thought he was going to cut his arm off. I was just like, oh fuck, they're going to do it.
What would your reaction is if he gets an infection and they have to cut it off?
I'd fucking be pissed. I hate that part of the comic, because Rick is such a badass, and he does an okay job, but there's other parts that happen to him throughout the war that is coming that cause him to be weaker, and because he has a fucking arm missing too, it's just, I don't know, it's just, if he had both hands, he would be a lot better off.
Yeah. I just thought his diplomatic skills were pretty shitty.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe he just made a pact with these people.
Yeah, for me it was so basically the pact was they will give him 40% or 30% of the food or the supplies that they get from the saviors. And they have they're gonna give them food in between.
Yeah, they're gonna give them the food back from the boat. Well, half of it.
But for me I don't know. Like I feel like he's normally does a good job being the leader, and these negotiations have been pretty shitty with him because in the first one Maggie saved the case, and the second one with in the kingdom, he got basically, it was a no. And in here, he does a bad trade. So it's like Rick is doing bad trades, very bad trades.
I don't trust these people.
I think some politician could do a better trade than him.
Melania. I don't think these people can be trusted. I think they.
I just don't.
It's
so unnatural.
If they were manipulated that easy by Rick.
They weren't manipulated. They got a good deal. They got the food back, and they're gonna get 30%.
Okay, but think about if Negan came in and was like, "Hey, we'll do this, and then you have to help me fight Rick."
Negan will not deal with it because Negan will own them. He cannot have them without owning.
You never know. I don't trust those people, man. I trust the ladies, the ones that. Terrano, which was cool at the end of the episode. Rick's like, "You were out further than anybody else. You know where some weapons are, right?" And she's like, "Totally."
But I think, when I saw the last of the episode, I thought it was going to be the girls, but until I noticed there was some couple.
I thought it was the girls at first.
Until I saw the two guys, and I was like, "Huh." But then the trash thing, it just didn't seem. There's something, like I said, it doesn't feel natural.
I kind of liked it though. It was kind of corny, but when he's on top of the heap. And he sees like all the junkyard's a lot bigger. It was kind of cheesy because of like the CGI, but I was like, it kind of made me feel like get cold chills because it reminded me of the first season.
Do you say it was kind of shitty because it's a shit yard?
Yeah, it was a shit yard, so it had a shitty CGI. I mean, the CGI for it being the biggest show on cable television other than Game of Thrones, they could have done a little better with the CGI.
Westworld is bigger. Westworld spent more money than Game of Thrones.
Spent more money, but it's not. The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones are the biggest shows. It doesn't matter.
I thought they said who spends more money.
No. No, I don't think Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was the last season was $100 million.
Westworld was the most expensive show of HBO.
Oh wow!
But you have to think they had.
It looked like a fucking movie. Yeah,
they had everything. It was so good. But this is not a Westworld show. We're talking about. I did not like the episode overall. I loved the only thing good about that episode was the
walker.
The walker. Apart from that, I was like disappointed. I just didn't make sense in the world of now we're gonna do a deal. You have them like that lady. Why would you do a deal? You killed them. Yeah. You have the fucking. You have them. You have the safe zone.
You have the food that you wanted.
You have everything. You have to just walk into the place. It didn't make sense.
I wouldn't say I hated the episode, but it definitely wasn't one of the better ones.
No, for me, when I say I hated it, it's because it didn't make sense.
I want Rosita to die. I fucking hate Rosita.
Rosita comic or Rosita book show?
Show. It just drives me fucking crazy. She's so stupid. She's like, just drives me nuts. Like, I would much rather, and I fucking hate Andrea in the show, and I fucking hate Beth in the show, but I would take both of them together. Yeah, I fucking hated Beth.
I like Beth.
When she's just walking around, she starts singing. I'm like, shut up. Quit singing. You're annoying me.
I like Beth. Beth was one of my favorites.
Nah, she's weak. She's just crying most of the time. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, like, shut up.
My favorites.
Andrea annoyed me because she just was an asshole.
Andrea was not that long. She basically got killed.
3 seasons.
But she got killed because she demanded more money or something like that?
No, she got killed. I think they just killed her.
No, there was a reason for it. She killed her. Like, I think she was asking too much money.
No, I think
or she pissed somebody off.
I think like Dale, because Dale would have lasted. But Dale, the guy who played Dale, quit. He quit because
the director,
the producer quit or got fired.
Yeah, and Andrea got fired because
I think
she pissed somebody off, or she demanded a shit ton of money, and they're like gone. Which I love that type of shows when anybody can die.
Yeah.
Although let's be honest, they're not gonna kill Rick and they're not gonna kill Carl.
I think they're gonna kill Rick eventually.
I think my top 3 characters. Michonne has to be in the show. Michonne has to be number 1. Daryl has to be number 2, and Carl. Those are my top 3. Michonne's just a badass. Like, I will never forget when she has the 2, like the boyfriend and the brother.
Yeah.
Without the mouths and with her hoodie and the sword out. The first time I saw it, I was like,
a lot of people don't like main characters. I would say Rick is probably my favorite because I like how he can just go from being calm and collected, like full beard Rick that was just batshit fucking crazy. I'm gonna rip your throat out with my teeth.
But Rick goes from calm to
Rick.
He can eat your ear.
Rick's my favorite character. I mean, obviously, I gotta say Negan. Because it's Negan.
That hasn't been enough for me to be as churn.
I would agree with that. I can't say that he's one of my favorite yet. T-Dog is in my top roster. I really wish he wouldn't have died. I fucking love T-Dog.
Daryl?
No, I love Daryl, but I don't. I would say probably Carol. I like Carol because I really love how they changed her in this. From being a woman who was victimized by an abusive husband to being a strong, empowered fucking woman that takes no shits. She is just a badass woman. And I really love that they kept her. They changed from the comic because in the comic, she was absolutely fucking pathetic. And Michonne and her hated each other because Michonne swooped in and took Tyrese, and Carol was with Tyrese, and then she went in and slept with some person's kid, and then she fed herself to a walker. I'm so glad that they've made Carol into a stronger character.
And she can bake some cookies.
I would say that if I were to go further than that, I would say Morgan would probably be number 4.
I like the gay guy. I don't know his name.
Jesus or Aaron?
Oh, Jesus is gay? Aaron.
Well, they haven't shown Jesus. In the comic, Jesus is gay.
Aaron, I like Aaron.
I like Aaron too.
The actor does a very good job.
He does a really. If you haven't seen any of Ross Marquand's impersonations, go on YouTube and look at Ross Marquand impersonations. He's amazing.
I've seen him.
I love Jesus' character, but who doesn't love Jesus? No, but they haven't shown. It's just like Negan. I'm an avid Negan fan, obviously.
They haven't shown any parkour of him.
They haven't. They showed a little bit.
But not as epic.
They haven't shown Jesus, and I think we'll see a lot more of that when we get into the war. As Jesus in the war and after that, he plays a big part. And in the when the Whisper War, well, not. It's like before that before they know about the Whisperers, they're on a. They're out like scouting or something. They're just checking because they have boundaries and they all check them. They all have duties to check and make sure there's no walkers to keep everyone safe in their area. Well, they're out riding horses and then these dudes get kidnapped from
that's the Whisperers War.
Yeah, but Jesus gets cornered by all the Whisperers
and beats the shit.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna kill you." And he's like, "You picked the wrong motherfucker," and he just whoops their ass. I really fucking hope they put that on the show. Because that is probably one of my top 5 favorite parts of the comic.
Yeah, things that I like. There's like this season, it better pick up quick because there's more lame episodes than good. The goods have been really good, but the lame have been really lame.
Well, see, you can't always have a season that's just non-stop.
Because it's not non-stop, but it's pure gold with Negan. Shit. Pure gold. Shit. Episode 9. Pure gold. Great. Different kingdoms. Negotiating. There's no action in there, but it's just. And then shit. Because this episode there was more action. There was the gladiator thing, but I mean it was not a good episode.
It's because I think a lot of it is next season.
I think
next season is going to be non-stop. I mean, it's all at war. That whole season, I bet, is just going to be all at war. I feel like
they're getting to the point that they're catching so quick to the comics that they need to slow the fuck down. And adding the garbage people and adding little things to maybe
They've done that the whole time.
Yeah, but the other times more or less made some sort of sense. This is like, oh, there's a garbage thing super close by that we've never visited. And it's pretty fucking big, and it has to be pretty fucking smelly. And then suddenly these people come in, have the fucking the whole entire people, all the top guns in one place, and they negotiate. You don't negotiate when you're captured. If I was that girl, to be honest, I will kill them all. I'll shoot them all, kill them, Go to Alexandria. Is Alexandria?
Yeah, but in the same sense,
who's in Alexandria?
Tyrion negotiated when he was captured, and
Tyrion had a bargain.
Yeah, but he still negotiated.
But he had a bargain chip.
Yeah.
Rick, in that position, did not have a bargain chip.
His bargaining chip was fighting that walker. That's what they said. Basically,
I get the point. Like, oh, you showed that you can fight, so we can go and think this out. But as a leader position, it's like you don't negotiate when you're doomed. They could took Alexandria if they wanted easily with that amount of people and not having their top guns, because all the top guns are there.
Yeah, but Rick had a good way of.
I get it, but I just saying,
because he said, if you hurt us, Negan's gonna come for you because I'm helping him out, and if you kill me, he's gonna be pissed because that's less food he's getting, and he's gonna fucking kill all of you. That's what his chip was. But
if I was her, I'll be like, well, I will negotiate with him, because if he kills us, he gets even less. I can negotiate and say, okay, I'll take his place.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It was like it didn't portray the bargain chip. If it was a 50-50, we can kill each other right now and hurt each other as bad, or we can unite and become bigger, I would have thought that's a good bargain chip. Now, when you don't have, it's like if you go and you have the president, the vice president, the general, the secretary of defense, and all the motherfuckers in there. You basically have Washington D.C. and in home you have the educational guy. You won.
Yeah.
You say like, no, fuck you. You're gonna tell your people. You're gonna say one of your motherfuckers told them to bring them back my food, and then I will see if I kill you or not. And then probably, something, you're going to give me half of your half.
I understand.
And I'm going to keep these people.
I understand your point.
That's my point.
But I also understand how it works.
It's a show, so they can't do that. I'm just saying they should have played a little bit. Give Rick a bigger chip. Like, it's more or less like, not like, oh, they all got captured. All their top dogs get captured, and they're negotiating, and their way to prove it is killing a zombie with sticks pointing out.
I'm looking forward to next week's episode because I really like how they start right when Daryl escapes. So I think that's really neat.
Yeah, they're gonna start that, and they're also gonna show how Negan
comes back with Eugene,
and Eugene gonna start making bullets. I'm not sure if they're gonna do the comic version where he's gonna say no, you can kill me, but I'm not gonna make bullets, or it's gonna be something else.
I don't think Eugene gets kidnapped in the comic.
Yeah, Negan knows that he can make bullets.
Yeah, but I don't think he gets kidnapped though.
Doesn't remember? Yeah, he gets him, and he's like, you need to make, and he's one of his heroic moments. He says no.
Huh?
Doesn't he?
I don't remember. But yeah, it's gonna be a good episode. You guys should check it out, and we'll talk about it later. And I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, it's been a long episode. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And follow us on Facebook at 200 Nerds, on Twitter,
and iTunes and Google Play.
And pretty soon we're gonna do it on YouTube. We're still figuring that out, but just let us.
We'll be on there.
We'll be on there.
Cheers.
Cheers.